This is the year of Ben 10, my friends. Ben 10 is back, right? It's not animated, but it's back in the form of a comic, and also we are gonna get Ben 10 in Fortnite at some point. It's looking good, man. I'm incredibly excited. So we've got a first look at Dynamite's Ben 10 comic from original series co-creator Joe Casey and artist Robert Carey. The comic is going to launch in May, I'm pretty sure 6th of May, and is described as an ultimate slash absolute reimagining of the character, which means it's going to be darker in tone, it's going to be a bit more realistic, I guess, but it's going to be delving into a sort of different tone, a darker tone. So it's not going to be like Reboot. It's going to probably get even darker than the original series because the original series had a lot of darker moments, but still. I'm going to show you these covers in more detail a bit later, but as you can see, we've got some variant covers of like different aliens. I mean, you can see like Accelerate in the top left, you've got Overflow, which is really cool that they're utilizing characters from the reboot as well. So there'll be aliens from all over the place, right? You know, you got Stinkfly, Heat Blast, Forearms. I really like the way Diamond Head looks. You got Wildvine. You've got Upgrade over there as well. Like, Catapult looks a bit funny, but I think it'll grow on me. I'm glad that, you know, we're sort of going all in with these different sort of alien, like, adaptations, the way they look. Like, you could still see the core of them, who they were, but they're a bit darker. They're more gritty, or they're more alien looking, you know, which is really cool. Yeah, these covers are just absolutely incredible as well. And the watch actually really, like, I don't know if this is exactly what it's going to look like here, but it really does look like a prototype, right? Like, it really does look like a prototype. So let's go to the next tab here. So yeah, Ben Tennyson. So this is the first synopsis of the brand new Ben 10 comic. Ben Tennyson and his family are out camping when a meteor crashes nearby. When the inquisitive boy investigates, he finds the mysterious Omnitrix among the wreckage. From that moment, a new superhero is born. This new telling will allow Casey and team to expand the scale and scope of these pivotal beloved moments. A range of real-world impacts will be explored, with the military getting peripherally involved and a bona fide alien threat, which will more than likely be the boy. Well, yeah, I call him the boy, but yeah, it'll more than likely be Vilgax. So as you can see, we're going to look at our first pages that we see of the Ben 10 Dynamite comic, and it is beautiful. You've got this like beautiful shot of the mountains and the forest, which is very reminiscent of the original series, the way Ben gets the Omnitrix, and I'm just so excited, man. Hope this gets animated, please, please, bro. Like, obviously, if you know, it would take a long time for that to happen, but I'm already so excited for this adaptation, and please support it when it actually releases. You know, purchase the comic. I'm going to be purchasing every single issue. I'm just such a huge Ben 10 fan, as you know, on the channel with all the fan game content and everything like that, and just Ben 10 games in general. But anyways, you know, you've got Ben still loves these Sumo Slammer cards, man. They look very, very realistic, actually. But Sumo Slammers is still a thing. You've got Gwen's backpack. She does still have the little kitty cat symbol on it. And she's very, you know, she's still studying the science of space. Interesting. So she's already looking out to the horizons, right? And it seems that they're having marshmallows. You've got the rust bucket here. It looks incredible. Very realistic, by the way. But it's still got that crazy tech on top of it. You know, you got Grandpa Max. He still has his shirt, man. So, hell yeah, he's got glasses. Dude, I wonder if this grandpa will still be pulling off those crazy feats of just like throwing like giant things, man. Like, that'd be insane. You've got our first look at Ben here. His stripe is actually off to the side, which is kind of interesting, but he's still got the shorts, and I like he still looks very much like Ben, right? And then you got Gwen here. She's actually studying, so it seems that she's picked up her book. And yeah, they're having marshmallows at the campfire. It's a beautiful setting. The art, by the way, looks incredible. Like, the details here are just wow, man. Like, it is gorgeous to look at. So then we go to our next page. A lot of people kind of been memeing the way Gwen looks because she's a bit exaggerated, but I kind of like it, right? I think it's a comic format. You can kind of have fun with the expressions, and you got to remember, this is the first issue. So as we go on, the artist will sort of settle into an art style, and that art style will more than likely evolve into something special. So I dig it. I like his shirt being off to the side, unless he's like kind of wearing it wrong, but I don't know. But yeah, you got Grandpa holding the marshmallow. Gwen's probably like bullying Ben or something. Ben's looking at his Sumo Slammers cards. And they sort of kind of looks like they're having a back and forth. Like there's no sort of speech bubbles or anything. Grandpa looks very happy, but then whatever happens here is, I think Gwen says something snarky, and then Ben's like, I'm not happy anymore, and then he runs off into the forest, right? And Grandpa's like, come on, Ben, really? So it's pretty funny, but this is the hero's journey. He did have to have this sort of thing happen, so he runs off into the forest and he finds the Omnitrix. Now, I do wonder, will it be a similar thing as well, with the Omnitrix being sent by Azimuth to Grandpa Max, who's one of the greatest plumbers in the universe? And what would this Grandpa Max would have, like, what he would have seen in this darker iteration of the universe? I'm incredibly excited to find out. I'm just excited for the lore, the world building, just seeing different things come together. I cannot wait. And yeah, you can see, like, I guess this is the intelligence, you know, picking up something on their radar, and they're like, oh damn, something's just entered the atmosphere. And yeah, you can see the sort of pod or whatever, it's about to crash, and Ben's like, you know, upset. And see, here he looks more like Ben as well, right? So it just depends on the sort of shot, right? But you can see a good look at Ben here with the stripe and everything, and he's like, oh my god. And that's all we get, right? So we gotta wait until May, which isn't actually too far away. Like we're almost at the end of February, so March, April, and then it's at the start of May we're actually, you know, getting this. So I'm very excited. They've got this page here on comicsbeat.com. So Dynamite unveils release details for Ben 10 comic series, and yeah, the franchise's original creators, the fabulous foursome of Man of Action Entertainment, consisting of Joe Casey, Joe Kelly, Duncan Rouleau, and Steven T. Siegel, are all set to return to the character and mythos in this new Ben 10 comic series. So the new era of Ben 10 comics kicks off in May with an initial story arc led by Joe Casey and artist Robert Carey that will feature a revamped and updated origin. And then the collective Man of Action team will drive the stories in the comic series, with the individual partners taking turns scripting story arcs as the title progresses. This is very exciting. Man of Action is all on board here, which is great. And then we'll have feature tales from Kelly, Rouleau, and Siegel will be announced as they come around, offering fans new and old exciting visions of the franchise. And yeah, as you can see here, here's the pages that we got to see. And yeah, this is the description again. Real world impacts will be explored. And from there, the series will proceed in a manner similar to classic superhero comics, building the mythology slowly and surely with approachable short story arcs. And don't worry, we're going to get into looking at the alien designs, but we've got to get everything out of the way here. The Man of Action team will be able to pull from the entirety of Ben 10 iterations through the years, picking the coolest components, favorites from the Rogues Gallery, and all while revamping and establishing a deeper continuity. I'm definitely excited to see Kevin. I don't know if he's going to get redeemed in this sort of darker timeline as well, or darker universe. It would be kind of cool to see one where Kevin kind of stays evil, I guess. And dude, his amalgam form will be terrifying, I bet. That will be a terrifying thing. I'm very excited for when he finally gets to absorb the Omnitrix, right? So, as the original creators of the entire Ben 10 phenomenon, this comic book is a huge deal for us, said writer Joe Casey. For Ben 10 fans, both new and old, we're committed to giving you everything you could possibly want in this series. We've got every previous incarnation to draw from, and we're not holding anything back. I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is the most absolute Ben 10 you can get. And it's if you know, absolute comics for DC, you know, we had absolute Batman, absolute Wonder Woman, absolute Superman. They've had updated, different things changed to their characters. They're in a darker universe that was created by Darkseid. However, hope and everything still persevere, so they're still the superheroes. It's just a darker world that they have to be in. And you got to read those comics, man, because they're I was about to say they're absolutely wonderful, but they really, really are. They are incredible. They're absolutely incredible and super successful. So the first issue of Ben 10 debuts May 6th, and it's complemented by a range of variant covers matching the collaborative nature of the franchise and the series. Interior artist Robert Carey illustrates the cover alongside Man of Action partner Duncan Rouleau, Dustin Nguyen, Sebastian Perez, and Eric Canete. Collectors can opt for a mystery blind bag offering containing one limited edition of the issue selected randomly. Fans can also get a blank authentic so they can draw their own Ben 10 aliens or get a custom sketch at a convention from their favorite artists. That's really cool. So here we're looking at the Robert Carey cover, right? So let's open this one up in this window. And its variant covers, obviously, like the alien interpretations will sort of vary, right? It's a variant. However, it is a good sort of implication of what the aliens will look like. So first and foremost, there's Heat Blast, dude. What a cool looking character. It seems that he's not completely covered in molten rock. He has some more glowy bits to him, but it looks amazing. Accelerate looks crazy. He looks like kind of a xenomorph on wheels, but I dig it. Grey Matter's got more of a brainy appearance to him. He still kind of looks like a frog, but he's got like a more sort of a brainy appearance to him, which I dig. You've even got Overflow here, right? Overflow looks amazing. Like the details with the cables and things, like it looks wonderful. Diamond Head is just completely covered in diamonds. I assume he's gonna have like pants on, hopefully. But he looks incredible, dude. I absolutely love Diamond Head. Forearms here as well. He looks like he looks most like the original did, right? Except, you know, he's got like black eyes here, and he's got these cool spikes. He does have the gloves on. He's gonna be probably one of Ben's favorite aliens for sure, like he always is. I'm pretty sure this is Wildwine down here. He looks incredible, by the way. Like this design looks insane. All the flowers and everything, like it really is tapping into the more so alien nature of these characters. Then you've also got Upgrade, who looks incredible. So it seems that the way it's still going is that we're still probably going to have the I think Galvan B, which is going to be the Galvanic Mechamorph Moon. Cannonbolt's probably the funniest looking one, but I don't mind it at all. He's still got the Spirit of Cannonbolt, and then, you know, you got Stinkfly up there, which, yeah, it looks absolutely crazy, right? And he's got a sick tail to boot as well. So then we have this cover by Duncan Rouleau, right? And Duncan has done a fantastic job. So again, you know, you get to see a different sort of look to these aliens here. Also, I don't think Diamond Head's wearing pants. But, you know, Accelerate looks incredible. He looks very nimble and agile. I absolutely love his design. I truly do. Forearms looks fantastic, bro. He looks ready to fight. Cannonbolt here, you can see he looks quite a bit different, right? He's still got the bulging eyes, but, you know, he looks good, man. Like, all these aliens look great. Like, look at Heat Blast. Everybody looks wonderful. Oh my god, Grey Matter terrifies me, but it looks awesome too. And then, of course, you know, you've got the Omnitrix. So you can't really see a good look at the actual watch. You can see the faceplate there, which looks identical to how it looked, but you've got like this sort of energy flowing out of the watch. It's almost like Ben is actually actively transforming here, which looks great. And he looks more so like his classic self here as well, which is, you know, it's a variant cover. You've got Overflow here, so we've got a better look. You've got Stinkfly as well. It kind of looks more like the reboot version, right? And then, you know, you got Wildvine there, which looks fantastic. Then we'll go to the next version. So we've got Dustin Nguyen's cover here. And I think if it is a variant cover, I don't know. But if this is what the Omnitrix looks like, it really does look like a prototype here, right? Like, like he's got the button there, he's got the dial, right? So that still remains. But it looks very, very different to what the traditional Omnitrix looks like. Now, like I said, I can't 100% say this is what it looks like. Or it will look like, because it's a variant cover. But it does look really, really cool, I will say. Maybe if it was like more so like darker, with like the tubes were darker and they still had the 4, you know, going down, you know, it'd look more like it. But there's so much detail here. It looks like a nightmare to draw, like at every paddle. So I'm not 100% sure if this is what it looked like, but maybe when he initially puts it on, it'll look like this, and then it'll kind of like morph more so to like Ben's physiology, I guess, kind of like the Ben 10,000 watch did. And then, of course, here we have Eric Canet's cover here as well, which looks fantastic. So there's the watch there. You can still see, the tubes coming out, like I was saying before, but it also looks like the Ben 10,000 iteration here. You've got the button, and then, you know, you've got it growing. So who knows? It could be like that, which I think would look great. And you've still got the aliens here as well, which they look very alien. It's an incredible cover. It's just so beautiful to look at, right? Like, we're very, very blessed to have these talented artists and people working on this with the variant covers. You know, then we've got this one here by Sebastian Perez. And this one here, you know, the watch again looks very similar to what I pointed out before. So who knows, man? Like, well, this could be pretty simple to draw at the same time. So we'll just have to see what the watch looks like. But then you've got the boy going into forearms here, and he's got like some sort of shoulder pads there. It looks awesome, man. So I'm very, very excited to see this, confronting Vilgax as well. It's going to be really, really cool, right? So this is Duncan Rouleau's tweet. The cat's out of the bag. Here's one of the variant covers for issue number 1 of Ben 10 comic. I will not be giving any spoilers about what's on the inside. You'll have to get the book for those. So this is Duncan's cover here. Then we've actually got some questions and answers, actually, that I wanted to show you guys that Duncan has actually answered. Am I not following Duncan? What the heck? No. Let's give you that follow. But may I ask, what was the thought process behind these interpretations? And Duncan said, balancing out the new designs, which are meant to look and feel less superhero and more alien with the friendlier, familiar, and established versions. The tone of this version is darker than previous iterations, and the designs need to reflect that approach. So that is practically why they still look, you know, you can still see the original versions of them in there, but they're more expanded to their like extraterrestrial origins. So they actually look more alien instead of more superhero. So this was another thing here. I assume like why Wild Wine looks like this, and then apparently what Duncan said here is Wild Wine is going to look more like the one on Robert's cover since he's drawing the interiors. So I think this version here that we're seeing is what the actual aliens will mostly look like. Don't quote me on that because we won't know until the actual comic comes out, but I do absolutely love the way it looks here, so it's looking good, man. Then we have another question here. I'm terribly sorry for asking, but I'm so excited. I genuinely need to know, hope it's not a spoiler if you could tell, is Ben going to unlock other aliens, like other original aliens? Because it seems Ben doesn't have Ghost Freak, Wildman, and Ripjaws, similarly to the 2016 version. And Duncan said they're all in the Omnitrix, just not enough cover to draw everyone. So Ghost Freak will be in there, Wildman and Ripjaws, so everybody's still in there. But I do wonder if it's going to be like still the same thing with Ghost Freak of the scare, because I haven't even really thought about how terrifying a absolute version of the scare would be, and what his goals are, what his design would be. That could really go Eldritch with Ghost Freak too. Wow. Oh man, we're looking good here, folks. That could even go Eldritch with Vilgax, dude. Oh, we're looking good, man. So are these designs from the comic itself? And obviously, like, you know, this is Duncan's cover, so he said yes, but my interpretations so they will vary. So it's I'm telling you guys, it's looking good. And please hype this video, hit the like button, man, because I really want to cover the comic on the channel, but at the same time I don't want to give everything away as well. Because I do want people to read it too. So please, when this comes out, maybe get your pre-orders in, go to your local stores, purchase it. Let's make it blow up, man, because Ben 10 has insane potential, man, and I will not have this franchise sitting on the side anymore. So we've also had some incredible fan artists, like talented artists, just come in and lock in with the arts, man. So here we have Just Jade, or Spider-Man 19, felt inspired and redrew Accelerate's debut with this iteration of him. So this is like what it originally looks like from the original frame, and yeah, looks insane. It is fantastic, dude. I love fan artists just locking in. So here's an actual tweet from the GOAT, Dan Boy Wonder. So the comics art style is giving me Hero Generation vibes, and I think that's perfect. This kind of approach for Ben 10 is perfect to me, and I absolutely agree. And it looks great, right? So like, you know, this is what I think Ben 10 Alien Force version would be. It's going to be Hero Generation. You could see like the aliens were looking more alien in nature. And I'm pretty sure one of the covers is done by the artist that did this original like art here as well. Because yeah, look at the aliens, man. Look at the way they would have looked. So we're in for a treat, man. And of course, you know, you can't mention Ben 10 without giving a shout out to some of the greatest you know, fan-made like alternate universes that have been there. Like these have been entertaining us, and they've been fantastic stories while we've been waiting for Ben 10 to return in any shape or form. So whether it be, you know, a comic, animated, whatever, this has been here for us this whole time. I've absolutely loved, you know, Ben 10 Absolute. I've loved Delta. Zellutrix has been a very interesting demonic version, right? Chakatrix is definitely an interesting one too. I will say you've got Ben 10 B2, which I'm pretty sure is based on the My Hero Academia universe. So all of these have been fantastic in their own right, and I mean, like, you could literally have every single one of these be an alternate universe out there, like a branch offshoot to the original for sure, man. So the community has done an amazing job. Fan artists are going to have a wonderful time. Ink Tank has done a fantastic job just keeping everything going as well. Like, the community itself has really kept the franchise alive, you know, through theories, rewatches, people that have created fan games like have absolutely cooked as well. So there's just been so much, and I'm finally glad to say that Ben 10's back. It's looking good. The Dynamite comics, Ben 10 looks fantastic, and I'm very excited to go into this sort of darker version of the universe. But I'm also going to keep supporting these other various different versions of Ben 10 as well. So there's a lot to look forward to, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the new sort of absolute version of Ben 10. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.